One of our most commonly used sketch tools is the rectangle tool. And in this tutorial I'm going to show you the different options we have in our rectangles. First we're going to do the 2-point rectangle, then we're going to move to a 3-point rectangle, and I'm going to show you these rectangles that you can create based on a particular center point. Some of them do some interesting things, and although most of the time you're going to want a basic rectangle, there could be some times where these others will be used. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. We're going to do a 2-point rectangle first. We start with our origin and we simply choose the other opposite corner. So the first click that we made was the first corner, and then the second click is the opposite corner. Now I can go ahead and use tab to specify an actual dimension if I want, or I can simply just go by looks and click and then add my dimensions to this later if I want to. So that's a basic 2-point rectangle. Now when we get into a 3-point rectangle, the main difference is this allows us to make a rectangle that's not your normal horizontal or vertical rectangle. It allows us to make our first line at a particular angle. Let's say we want to do a 45-degree rectangle. I would hit tab and then type in 45 and then hit tab again, and I could specify the length if I wanted this one to be 3 and then enter. I can now move my mouse either up or down and specify the width or height of this rectangle, however you really look at it here. So in this case I'm just going to type in something like 1.5 and then hit enter, and there you see we have that particular rectangle. It's locked in place because we did specify the angle and we did specify the dimensions. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and undo that one now. Excuse me. These other two rectangles, very interesting. If I use the 2-point center, this allows me to pick a center point and then simply make a vertical or a horizontal rectangle based on one other click or a specific dimension. So I'm just going to go ahead and click so you can see what happens here. Now this rectangle, I can still move it because I didn't add any dimensions, but it's interesting that it actually created a center point. Now that center point would be there even if this rectangle wasn't on the origin. I want to go ahead and show you that. If I chose this as my center point and then just made another rectangle, I now have a center point of a rectangle that is an actual selectable entity or geometry that I could snap a line onto. So it's again, it's one of those tools you don't really use too often, but there could be something that you do that just is perfect for. Let me go ahead and delete those. Alright, let me get my origin to show back up here. Remember, just project the geometry of your center point and your origin is back on your screen. Alright, and then last rectangle, it's a 3-point center. So we start off with the center point, just like we did before, and then you can specify the angle and then create the rectangle. And that's pretty much the types of rectangles. Play around with them, experiment with them, and I'm sure you'll find something that meets your needs there.